What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Mobile One Gaming back with you guys, and I know I've been gone for an extended period of time. We are sitting in a new game. This is not X-Plane 10 or Infinite Flight on my iPad here. This is Aerofly FS. Now, you might be asking yourself, why the heck is he posting another video in this kind of game? Well, some new updates have come along, and we are no longer flying with just buttons and controls that the game provides us. This is a fully usable MAX 9 737 from United Airlines, registered as November 7752. Now, I don't know if these registrations are real or not, but I'm going to show you guys how to start this baby up, and we are going to basically get her up and ready to go for this video. So if we go into the cockpit or the flight deck, you can see it is cold and dark right now. One of the things I am going to do is I do have the United Airlines checklist in front of me. We're going to go through it for the pre-flight up to the before takeoff checks. After takeoff checks we'll do probably in the next video whenever I get around to that. But first things first, pre-flight checklist, a couple of things we're going to go through real quick. Our parking brake is set on right there. We can see that. Battery switch. Let's turn the battery on. The battery is on. And our electric hydraulic pumps, we will turn those on. Turn that guy off. We'll turn this guy, that guy on. Let's see. Alright, let's go and grab our ground power. That's coming on. And we know our landing gear is down. And now we will do a couple of checks here. We'll check the fire system on board the aircraft. So there's going to be some loud ringing. Okay, that works. Test all these systems, make sure they all work. And we can kill the master caution warning light. Engine APU fire, we've tested that. Position lights are coming on now. Go to steady with those. Wing lights, let's turn our wing light on. Engine bleed switches. Bleed air. We can go ahead and turn those guys back on. IRS is going to nav, which are up here. That's the third position, like that. We'll leave the emergency exit thing for last. That thing is kind of annoying to do in this game, but the seatbelt sign's coming on. Our flap lever, where is it? Our flap lever is up and indicating, and we are indicating 0 on the display there, so that is good. Speed brake, it is down. And we will come back up to the overhead bin and turn these bad boys on. There we go. And our probe heat currently on. So before start checks, here we are going to quickly program the FMC. It is not going to be a very in detail program. I've pretty much done most of it, but what we are going to do is we're going to grab the IRS position here so that the aircraft knows where we are. I'm just going to create a random flight number. We'll just call this 1456. Going to Los Angeles. Our initial initialization page, we will just kind of go with whatever they give us here. I'm not too worried about this, as we're not actually going to fly this route. This is just to show you guys the cool new features of this game. So we'll go takeoff 2. Flaps are going to be 5. Oops, let's get rid of this guy. Flaps are going to be, let's clear that. 5 for departure. There's our speeds. Okay, that's good. So our flight director is programmed. We'll go ahead and turn our flight director on. All the throttles are coming on. Speeds, like I said, we're not actually going to fly this thing, so I'm just going to set it for 250. In real life, you would set it for whatever your first speeds are going to be. Hitting selector, again, we're not flying it, but we will set it to 190 just to say we set it. And altitude 10,000 feet. Autopilot, we will verify it is disengaged, and that is verified. Thrust levers, let's see, our thrust levers are idle. Stabilizer trim, we've got that set. Auto brakes, that's going RTO. There we go. APU, time to start this guy up. So the APU button right here. And we will just hold it for 2 seconds. And then if we go to the outside view, you should be able to hear it fire up here momentarily. Go, APU is firing up. And we will wait for those generators to come online so we can take it off of ground power. And let's go and turn on our APU bleed switches here. I'm doing this kind of out of order. Again, this is not a real life simulation, so do not use this as real life advice. We'll clear the master caution there. And there's our APU, so we can take it off the bus and put them on the generators. Perfect. Transponder, I'm not too worried about setting that because we will not require that. Fuel pumps coming on. APU generator switches are on. Seatbelt sign, we verify that is on. Flight deck door, we will go ahead and lock that, so we'll just take it to the deny position. Ground equipment, we don't have anything. Anti-collision light is going to come on at this point. We will push the aircraft back just so I can show you guys. We'll turn the wing light off. Pressurization, we will set it for 41,000 feet. This is typically, again, I'm doing this kind of out of order, but just to show you guys this is why we're doing it. Okay, so our pushback, before pushback has been completed. Alright, so we can go ahead and start the aircraft, but first things first, what I am going to do is I'm going to push it straight back. I'll go on the outside view here and I'll just show you guys what it looks like. There's the beacon light flashing, the red anti-collision light, or the beacon light. So we'll get the tug connected. And I am not a ramp worker, so we're just going to push this thing straight back. Call it good. Once again, I'm just doing this from the stuff I've learned. This is not by any means real life procedures. Some of it is pretty close, but with the 737 it's not really that hard to start these things. Once you know a little bit, you can pretty much kind of mess with it and get her started. So let's get this thing pushed out of here. We will just push it right back here and call it good. Again, I'm not too worried about it. All that. Yeah, it's gonna go off the grass. That's fine. Pushed it a little too far. Alright, let's go ahead and start this thing. Let's go ahead and arm this guy. We will go, isolation valve is going on. There we go. We'll go left side. We will go ground on engine number 2. We've got N2 rotation. And fuel flow, oil pressure, 25%. Turn the volume up so you guys can hear it. Kill the tug. And introduce fuel onto the aircraft. Parking brakes coming on. Sounds just like a Max. We'll let that run. Now I know in real life you're supposed to give it 2 minutes for the engine to run before you turn the other one, but we are going to go ahead and just start the other one real quick so we can save some time. And yes, I did skip a lot of the maintenance checks. There's a bunch of maintenance checks that you can do. We will turn on our yaw damper, check our cross feed valve, like that. All right, let's go ahead and turn engine number 1. Ground. And we can go ahead and introduce fuel into the engine. I just cut engine number 2 off, turn that back on. Did not mean to do that. So engine 2 is going to auto relight, and we are turning engine number 1 on. All right. Both engines are stable. This one's still running, so we will let that do its thing. Both engines are stable at this point, so we can go ahead and turn our generators for engine 1 and 2 on. They're right up here. Our APU bleed switch can come off. APU can come off. Our probe heats 1 and 2 are already on. I turned those on beforehand. You should have turned them on afterhand, but that's okay. Our hydraulic pumps, we will turn those guys on. Isolation valve's gonna go to auto. And we will go ahead and turn on the center fuel pumps just for the sake of having them on. We will go ahead and set flaps 5 for departure. Like so. Alright, so that is all completed. Recall test here, got nothing there. Perfect. We'll go ahead and put the yoke back up. Really quickly, you can test the oxygen system in here too. And you can also do the stall horn test in here. Just to show you guys. Again, I'm not doing this like, I'm kind of skipping around, but I'm just showing you guys that you can actually do this on a mobile device. So let's go ahead and turn these guys to continuous. So, good to go there. And we are good to go here. Frequency's all set. We're not going to grab ATIS. We are offline right now. We can go ahead and enable VNAV and LNAV. Turn on flight director number 2. Like so. Perfect. Alright, so let's see. Everything is done up here. We're all happy. Ground power is disconnected. It should have been disconnected. I'm going to release the parking brake. First things first, let's turn on our taxi light. Release the parking brake, and we will taxi on over. Oh, you know what we do need to do, actually. When we do that, we need to do a flight controls test. So let's do that. Go into systems, and just to show you guys here, I'm gonna go coordinated, elevator full up, pull down, neutral, perfect. And I'll just show you guys on the wing here. Exactly like how a real 737 MAX 8 aircraft should behave. Alright, taxi light is on. Flaps are set. Turn on our taxi runway turn off lights. And release the parking brake. And we will go ahead and turn it this way. And I don't use the rudder in this game because it is very jerky and it's unrealistic how jerky it is. So with this game I don't use it, but in real life when you're on the ground you'd use the tiller, which is located right beside the yoke there, and the rudder to move the aircraft on the ground. You wouldn't touch the ailerons, but since they're coupled together in this game, I'm just going to show you guys that. But in real life, yeah, you would not be using the tiller, or not the yoke, to steer the aircraft on the ground. You'd use rudder and tiller. So there we are all set for takeoff here. And I forgot to tell you guys, this is San Francisco International Airport in the United States of America. But we will go ahead and do our before takeoff checks here. Auto throttle is armed, engine start switches are continuous, master caution. We'll do a quick recall here. There. Landing light will turn on and strobe light will come on here momentarily. Alright, there's the runway. We'll make a sweeping left-hand turn here. And this airplane, for some reason, even with no engine, like no thrust, you can actually get this thing to move. So we will just say that we're cleared for takeoff, landing lights coming on. Strobes are going to the flashing position. Just like so. I think they're using 2.8. Yeah, they're using 2.8 in San Francisco right now. But we will flip around here. I'm going to use a bit of throttle. Get the aircraft turned. Perfect. We are lined up on the runway. Go ahead and engage the parking brake, and I'll just show you guys real quick the takeoff procedure. Really, with this kind of an aircraft, is throttle up to 40%. Aircraft is stable. Hit toga up to 75.2% in one, 77% in this case. And you can basically roll down the runway at that point. Obviously, I'm not going to do it like I said. We're not actually going to take this thing flying. Didn't want to know how to do that. That's how that would work. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tutorial on the 737 MAX 9 aircraft. Once again, this is Aerofly Flight Simulator on mobile. If you want to grab the game, you certainly can. I think it's a $3 charge in the App Store, and then an additional like $2 for the aircraft itself. It comes with a few general aviation aircraft, but if you want to fly passenger airliners, you will have to pay for them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.